Underdog Daily with the Bad Bros. Jon and Nez hanging out. Black and Yellow Dog app, platform of the people. UnderdogFantasy.com. Actually, it's just Underdog, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta be excited today, Nez. I gotta be excited here because it is a Dog Bowl day. I'm looking for the fucking button. There it is. Holy smokes! In a way. No, man, I am excited. I'm excited. We got a Dog Bowl slate here. We also, I said on behind the paywall there on Friday, I didn't have enough details to shill to the people to get them excited about Dog Bowl. We got a couple, but I got to keep them close to my vest right now. Yeah, things are going to be pretty awesome. I want people to get in here and experience.
They are going to be awesome. I mean, it's yeah. I really want to divulge, but no, it is going to be like really sick, and I'm really looking forward to it. It would be even sicker to be one of the participants drafting. Fingers crossed, indeed.
Yeah, fingers crossed, buddy. Fingers crossed that we can be participants. There's only one way we're going to get there, though, and it's talking this whole slate through together here, breaking it down. Relatively clean slate. I mean, we just got a late in parentheses, Cade Q tag here, but, relatively clean with the back-to-backs just being kind of like the late-night hammers there, coming off of the crazy IQ performance last night. But yeah, I relatively clean. It's a good Dog Bowl slate.
It is. It is a good Dog Bowl slate. The Cade Q tag definitely throws a wrench into things. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about it, but otherwise it is pretty clean. And I mean, the layup line that launched last night and filled this morning, we absolutely are are dealing with efficient ADP here.
Okay.
Like it did its job. It really did do its job. And shout out to it too, because now you get a chance to get even or get even worse with the dog in conjunction with the Dog Bowl. And I'm hoping that it's the former.
I like that. I like that. Get even or get even worse.
I stole that from Vegas Matt, a fantastic Instagram follow. But
yes. Oh, did you really? Okay. Wow. You didn't have to give the plug. I would have just believed you if it was you straight off the noggin.
I can't help it.
Classic comment in the chat that Davis might have already spoiled things. It's just fucking evergreen, man.
Unbelievable.
I don't even know how he even knows. Like.
That's incredible.
Fucking hilarious. Shout out to our guy Juice McCaffrey, who's in the sky right now, enjoying us at 6,000. I don't know how many feet. 6,000 would be Mile High City. How high does a plane go? 10,000? 20,000 feet?
10,000. Yeah.
10,000. All right. There you go. Man. Yeah, go Hawks. Yeah, Eggers, I'm a man of my word. I said I was going to be a laundry bro the rest of the week. Laundry bro from here on out. I think I got it planned out. And as I was looking at the collection today, and I was like, I think I got it planned out for the remainder here. We're going Hall of Famers to start. So we're going Walter Jones today. Only the real ones got left tackle jerseys.
Yeah, I don't even think I haven't seen a left tackle jersey in my life, I don't think. Like, what did Brett Kiesel was a defensive end? Like, you see defensive ends, like you don't see offensive lineman jerseys.
Yeah, well, only the realest of real got the offensive lineman jerseys. I love that, and fullback jerseys, man. The Max Strong jersey goes hard.
Ooh, I could go for like a mainstream, but like a Mike Allstott.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be a legit one in the collection.
Or the Pittsburgh favorite, Fuamatu Ma'afala as well.
Beautiful name to say too.
It's a fun name to say.
We just got a little bit more news rolling in here. We got OKC stuff that rolled through, and then we got some important Bucks stuff. So Kevin Porter Jr. officially out. He was a last round guy there, and then Miles Turner out as well. So, man, we're getting clarity early on this slate. We're getting efficient ADP on this slate. I think this is a really clean Dog Bowl slate for people to get excited about, finding the best plays on. This is good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's That does help for clarity's sake, but I was really enjoying some Ryan Rollins scrolls there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you were about it today, even though it was against OKC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. OKC is hobbled right now.
Mhm.
Big time.
Yeah, taking Kaysen off the floor on the other end as on ball too. Like that's
Yeah. OKC's banged up.
Yeah. Ah. Yeah, dude, let's start with last night there. I think we just gotta start with the evergreen here. Do you want to say it or should I say it?
Go ahead.
Fuck Will Hardy. I mean, like, what the hell, man? This is crazy. Nerd comes out, plays full, breaks the slate. Then, I don't know. They beat the T Wolves, who were 14-point dogs. It's crazy, man. It's just crazy.
No, yeah, I said some strong words in regards to Will Hardy, and I meant every single one. Triple double for Nurk, dude. Like,
it's crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't need to break down whether or not it was a good pick or not because I don't care. It wasn't. But for the, I mean, I had 5 shares, so I wasn't completely out of the game. But god damn, dude, is Will Hardy just the worst?
He's the worst.
Just the absolute worst guy around.
Yeah, I don't even have a good comp for it. Like I don't know, man. I'm checking in on myself here. I had 6 Will Hardy or 6.
Yeah,
6 Nurk teams in 113 entries there. So yeah, kind of gross.
What are we to do? What are we to do?
Yeah, I don't know. And you just can't take it at face value. You can't take him at his word that just because he's, just because we think he's starting in a late window game. We talked about how you wouldn't be able to swap off of it. That, yeah, I don't know.
And the beat writers don't do us any favors.
Right. I've been wrong on it like 3 or 4 different times. So like on the redacted side, you can swap off of it. If he's not starting, boom, get him out, put in a new play, whatever,
Sure.
Leave a spot for salary. Sure. That we just don't have that luxury in our game. And it's just like, man, it's just painful because I've been on the wrong side of history all 3 times now, or all 4 times now, where I was overweight the times that he was DNPs and then I was underweight the times when he smashed. Right. So, yeah. Oh man, the Sean Payton of basketball. Okay. With the wide receiver rotation, with the Lil Jordan Humphreys bullshit, with the J.K. Dobbins, with the Jaleel McLaughlin shit. I don't know. All right. All right, dude. Let's move to the slate here. Obviously, late night hammer. That Raptors game really separated things. Shout out to the models last night, man. # models crushed last night. Your boy lost, what is that, like 40% evergreen. But yeah, Luka smashes in a big way and then wasn't even needed in the winner here. So yeah, it's a very interesting slate here. Shout out to Rock the Suburbs, friend of the show, member of the community there. You get the Anthony Edwards narrative. We talked about the narrative on the show when I played devil's advocate there, Nez. I said if you get ceiling from Ant, maybe you want some Utah stuff on the other side because they kept it close enough for Ant to go to ceiling. Ant gets that 57 points there. Sengun gets 51 on the other side of that. Interesting. Houston and Spurs played to, exactly what we thought, like defensive kind of like stalemate, low scoring, and yet one piece still gets home in Sengun because he's that good. But I'm kind of bearing the lead on the slate here. We get some late news on Giddey, which makes Vooch look better. And Vooch's 43 fantasy points. Giddey in, Giddey out. Doesn't matter who's in, who's out, anything. Just Vooch is going to get you his 40 fantasy points. And if that's what you need from the 4th round, that's what you need from the 4th round there. But the tail of the tape here is this IQ pick. The models loved it. He was really pushed up. If you ranked out the unabated stuff, if you ranked out the ETR stuff, Emmanuel Quickley was like the 23rd ranked player on both of those sites in terms of just raw projection. And then he slaps last night 40 actual 60 fantasy points here. It was 40 and 10 there. First player since Wilt. I saw some quote earlier today. You see this?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was like first person to go like 40 and 10 I'm going to find the actual quote so I don't butcher it, because like surely someone's gone 40-10 since Wilt, but it was like, yeah, I'll find it here in a half second. But yeah, wild night from Quickly. Did you watch any of that ball game?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch the Raptors game, but yeah, I mean, just a classic like model of getting home on Quickly there. The dude like this isn't the first time he's projected well. You know, he projects well slate in, slate out, but 60 was not on my bingo card. And yeah, one of the many things I got wrong yesterday. Worst slate on the season, by the way, for me yesterday. So we're which just means, you know, regression is coming my way, and
right.
I get to have a better night.
Yeah, the pendulum swings on the day in which we want it to swing for the Dawg Bowl.
That's right.
Okay, I found the ESPN Insights whatever quote on the Wilt stuff. Emmanuel Quickly joins Wilt Chamberlain as the only NBA players in NBA history to drop 40 points and 10 assists on 80% field goal percentage. So he just could not miss. Could not miss. Yeah.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah. The models knew it was going to be Quickly's literal best game of all time. So respect. Love it. That's great.
The way she goes.
Yeah. All right, dude. Shout out to Rock the Suburbs here. Beautifully constructed lineup there. All the best plays in there with the little bit of game correlation and a game stack that a lot of us weren't getting to, and does it all from the right-hand side of the board there, which was hard to do when Luka puts up 71 on the left-hand side of the board over there. So, yeah, mad respect to him. Beautiful lineup there.
Yeah, shout out to the guy. Gave us some props on Twitter. Love that. Sick team. I mean, to be fair to us, like we did say, if you're going to do anything from Minnesota, like you want to run it back. You know, like you want that to be a back and forth competitive game. And it was. And it turned out to be exactly what you needed to have.
Yep, very much so there. Yeah, I didn't play a ton of it, I don't believe. Let's see what I ended up at. Played Bam and Norm Powell like an idiot. You know, never Bam. And then, yeah, played some of the Watson stuff, played a lot of Vooch, played a lot of Anthony Edwards, got really into that narrative there. Had 20% IQ as well there. Jamal had an amazing first half and an awful second half. LeBron didn't live up to our standards, nor did Steph. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Not great.
Yeah. Relatable.
Yeah, cool to win without Luka though. Yeah, I mean that just shows you the value in like flipping the board on the left side there, because you could have won with Luka last night. Obviously, Sengun wasn't falling back to you, but if you had pulled up Vooch and if you had pulled up George to the 101, you can win with Luka last night, right? Mm-hmm. It's just you had to pull up the right plays, and nobody was scrolling that far with their 101. Although you did see my lineup there, that my high scoring lineup had Vooch at like 13 there, because I did pull up there because I'm disgusting. But yeah.
Yes.
Oh man. Paid. That's good shit. Yeah, the Jazz, man. It's infuriating. All right, guys. Dawg Bowl qualifier number 3 today. Bring up the official schedule there with the dates and stuff. Our next one will be on Friday. Tomorrow we're going to draft some dingers. We're going to ignore NBA tomorrow. Pretend the NBA does not exist. Maybe we'll probably talk about it a little bit, and we'll talk about some of our plays and whatever. But we're going to kind of not do the full breakdown of NBA. We're going to pivot and do dingers tomorrow, and then we're going to do a double dip on Friday, paywall, Dawg Bowl, and then forward facing with Pete off and on the clock there for our normal football stuff there. Nez, just macro on Dawg Bowl today. First day in which it has, we talked about it yesterday, it has dropped at 8 a.m. Eastern here, layup line beforehand. I'll take a look at the fill rate here. What are we at? Did I scroll past it? I certainly did. About 20% there. So nice little pace for us today. Yeah, thoughts on it, where you're at in your process. How are things going for you today?
Yeah, I'm at 30 dog bowls right now. I maxed the layup line. I
Hey, you
did.
did?
Yeah. I enjoyed that. I had like 70% John Morant through 80 layup lines.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. Like, that made my stomach drop a little bit.
Sure.
That came down big time. Ended at like 36% John Morant.
Mhm.
That's my highest drafted player right now overall. In terms of dog bowl, Nemhard is my highest drafted player.
Okay.
Really like him in the 6th round. Yeah, I like the scrolls a lot today. I've been scrolling quite a bit today. I
Uh,
think there's some really good options in the 6th round.
yeah, I like that stance just in a vacuum because when we are quote unquote starved for value on a slate where there's no like contingent play for the Q tags or there's no like, super obvious like, hey, these can break this way and this can break that way. It's kind of like taking the min salary guys out of the pool on redacted, and you really have to find your own path. Like now we could play some contingent stuff with Cade or something in the 6th round right now, but it is truly a ball knowers find your own angle slate opposed to, hey, it's super obvious if X doesn't play, Y is the beneficiary and that player becomes like 3 rounds higher or whatever, right? There isn't much of that
Yeah.
dynamic today, which is good.
Yeah. Good shout there. Definitely agree.
Yeah. We'll walk it through game by game here, Nez, but I guess the just macro lay of the land there outside of the plays you were talking about. I actually tweeted out the wrong cover yesterday when I put up
I
both
know.
of the things there. So I tipped my hand real early there yesterday with the Jaw Morant cover there. But yeah, really strong, kind of like top 4 here, pending where you look. SGA is kind of going to lap the field a little bit because we got no J Dub and that sort of thing. So in terms of projection, he's kind of a standout. And then there's kind of like a big flat tier here. I imagine that's kind of the vibe of it there. And you can tell yourself a story about all of these guys in the next grouping. Cade is going to be a faller because of this midday queue. But yeah, just thoughts on that kind of like secondary tier, or are you seeing it similar to me?
In terms of this ranking, like outside of Cade.
Yeah, just like how you would see that second after SGA kind of bunch.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I think that you could mix and match, mostly, I mean, like Jalen Johnson versus Giannis, I suppose, like that's a toss up. Jalen Johnson in a really good spot against Memphis, but it's Giannis, man. I have trouble drafting Jalen Johnson over Giannis, even against OKC off
Sure.
name value. But Spida versus Jalen Brown, I think, is a real conversation, and I lean Spida.
Okay. Yeah, man, I respect all that stuff. Still missing Garland this evening, so we'll talk through that. Do you have any Windhursts up for the 2 teams that do not have injury reports out, being the Kings and the Raptors? Do you have any concerns that they might sit some guys on the back-to-back? I was trying to get the popcorn machine going, but the popcorn machine, for whatever reason, hasn't updated for yesterday. So I can't see what those rotations looked like last night, and I was touching ice, so I missed. I did miss what those minutes and stuff looked like. I did see my guy Kaminga got in there for 21, but
He did, yeah. He actually like made some plays there at the end,
yeah,
or at the end of the first half. I don't necessarily think anybody's sitting in those games, like other than Sabonis. I think Sabonis is definitely a candidate to sit, even though he didn't even crack 20 minutes.
yeah,
My understanding is he didn't have any props listed. He didn't have any this morning, and the rest of the Kings guys did. So that's really what I'm basing that off of. He's still not listed, so I assume he doesn't play, even though he only played less than 20, like I said.
sure,
And
yeah,
then like I don't know, like Scotty Barnes is one to get a Q tag on back-to-backs every now and then. So I think he might like get hit with one, and I'll still take him because I really like this game against the Kings for him. Otherwise, I think everybody plays. Maybe Levine doesn't play. I don't know. Like that would be actually kind of cool if Levine didn't play. But yeah, no, I think everything else should be full go.
okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm looking. Scotty Barnes played 39 last night, so I think our thoughts on small ball 5 with him, because Mobo only played 11 and Sandra only played 26. So I think our inclination of the small ball 5 stuff was correct there with the Scotty Bullway shout out to us. Grady Dick played 23. Yeah, we'll get into it when we talk about that game, but yeah, I don't see anything on the X machine about potentially, anybody getting nicked up or banged up for this one. But yeah, that's kind of like the last remaining spot to be mindful of. The other stuff is we got the Q tag on Santi Aldama turned to a doubtful tag. So maybe kind of just fortifying some minutes there for, dare I say, Jacques Landell. We shall see. Yeah. And then I got Zion here with this Q tag. Yeah, those are kind of like the big ones. The Kevin Porter Jr. has already been ruled out there, like we talked about at the start. So the last one there is Zion, who, he has been playing back-to-backs and hasn't been drawing Q tags. So a Q tag on Zion at this point in the season, means a little bit more to me than it did at the beginning of the season, because he's been playing and then he's been playing back-to-backs and not drawing Q tags. So a Q tag on Zion, always a little sketch, but yeah, thoughts on the Zion one right now?
Yeah, I'm treating him as though he's not playing. Okay. And if he does play, I mean, there have been games, and I can't think of specific games off the top of my head, but of the last 2 weeks, there's been 1 or 2 spots where midday downgrade for illness hits, and then that player plays and then actually has a really good game. Sure. For the most part, though, getting hit with these midday Q tag illnesses and even suiting up is not good. You don't even play well, or at least we haven't gotten good results from guys that have this happen to them. So for Zion, I'm just basically just playing him as out. It's Zion, man. When some of you heard this before, Zion might miss a game. Cade, on the other hand, I don't think is quite as easy.
Okay, it is illness for him too. So thesis kind of reigns similar. So yeah, it's both him and Levert with illness. So maybe something going around the locker room, maybe something going around the stadium if Zion's got it as well,
Why professional athletes get sick more than any normal person I know?
They're working so hard, they're sweating all the time, they're grinding their bodies to the bone, Nez. So their immune systems are broken down that they
They legitimately are stressing their nervous systems by playing all of this.
Yeah.
But it is just so funny.
Travel factor too. That's a good one from Michael in the chat there. Yeah. Yeah. Sick people sitting on the floor beside them. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, but yes, I haven't been listed with an illness Q tag in quite some time, and these guys get hit with them every day. Yeah, okay, we'll walk it all through there. I like your initial stuff with the the Nemhard and the John Morant, and then I like your initial leans on the Q tags. I have one other big lean on the slate, but I think we will get there in game 1 of the evening here. So let's do the damn thing. Hop on over to the beautiful Unabated interface here, and let's do it. This is 7 gamer. The start times, as you guys can see, a little bit staggered yet again this evening. We got 7, then 2 7:30s, then 2 8s, then we got a 9:30, and we have a 10. So staggered start windows, just maybe pertain to this last game. If we happen to get some Q tags or something, some swaps could be taking place throughout the evening, so you have to be on standby for those. Back-to-backs, Nez. We got Toronto and Sacramento in that last game, the late night hammer. That is the double back-to-back spot on the back end. Toronto hung 145 on the Warriors last night. We talked about that IQ game there. And then front end back-to-backs, I believe there's only one of them. Yes, and we are going to get to it right here in the first game. The Hornets are on the front end back-to-back for the 8-game slate tomorrow. Cavs and Hornets here, 236.5, 3.5 by way of the Cavs on the road, which seems kind of low when you're just like, hey, Cavs versus Hornets. But Dude, we talked about that Hornets starting lineup playing now that they've been full, they've been playing pretty solid together. And then you get kind of a banged up Cavs team that's kind of limping into this one with no Sam Morrell, obviously no Max Strus, who hasn't been playing all year, no G Leaguers, but most notably, no Darius Garland in this one. On the Hornets side there, the G Leaguers are listed out. No Mason Plumlee, no Q-Tech on Trey Mann. I knew I saw something else. Also, an illness Q-Tag here. So front end back-to-back for the Hornets and Cavs without Garland. I have one major lean here, Nez, but I'm gonna see if you say it first, and we're gonna see if we align here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're referring to necessarily. I mean, I like this game a lot, and like you said, we talked about how the Hornets like full are like really pretty goddamn good team. I mean, like I said, I love Donovan Mitchell. I have 25% Donovan Mitchell right now. And,
right on. So 104 for you right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, I have him ranked 5, but once I move Cade back a little bit, yeah, he's 104. It really just comes down to the assist rate without Darius Garland. Pretty much everyone knows it at this point that when Garland is off the floor, Mitchell gets a huge boost to his assist rate, and he's also still relied on as a primary scorer. We've got a 237.5 total. Cavs are fighting to, stay relevant in the East. They are in a tight back and forth game. I really like this spot for Donovan Mitchell, like a lot. So I think he's a great pick. Until this Cade Q tag hit, which again, I'm trying not to be fearful of, I kind of really enjoyed getting like a 4 or 5 pick in these drafts, because you get 2 really, really good picks to start off the drafts.
Right on. Yeah. And just in a vacuum, like the projection of like a Luka or a Joker at the top end of the board doesn't separate nearly as much as a SGA versus this tier, right?
Right. Right.
Cool, man. Yeah, I like it. Obviously, a decent total game on the slate here, second highest total on the slate there, coupled with the tight spread. Let's walk a little bit more in depth on the Cavs side without Garland, other than just the Mitchell angle there. Obviously, Mobley, you just kind of playing him at ADP there, or do you like or dislike him more or less?
For Mobley,
yeah. Next up.
Yeah, I like Scotty Barnes more than Mobley, so he's like the ADP neighbor there. I like Scotty Barnes way more than Evan Mobley.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm drafting it as such, but after that, like, there's not a lot of guys that I feel good taking over Evan Mobley, because after Scotty, you've got the Knicks guys, and they're facing the Nets, who haven't been terrible defensively, or at least that's what my quant tells me.
Yeah, no, they haven't been. They've been pretty solid, actually.
Yeah. So I don't think that's necessarily a smash spot for them. The total's awful. So yeah, I think like pretty clear line in the sand there with that Scotty Mobley tier, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Good shouts there. I guess the nice thing you could say about Mobley is like we're like damn near 100% certain he's playing basketball tonight, whereas the Scotty one, there's a little bit of, I don't know, maybe, but I'm pretty bullish on Jim, I'm pretty bullish on Scotty playing basketball tonight, despite the 39 last night. But yeah, we'll probably get that information at just near the tail end of the show here, there. So yeah, I'm in lockstep with you with Mobley in that mid tier. Jared Allen, I think there's pieces I like better at the back end, but hey, if you need 32 fantasy points or 35 fantasy points to win this slate at the back end here, it feels like an okay spot for Jared Allen. I mean, I don't love Kalkbrenner, versus him, but like Diabates is fine, and Diabates is probably going to play a little bit more minutes, probably going to play more minutes than Kalkbrenner in my estimation. So yeah, Hunter's kind of turned it around in recent memory and been playing pretty decent from a scoring perspective off the bench. You see these 17, 16, 16s, but it's just kind of like low ceiling, like middling even when he hits. Tyson's been a lot of fun. The minutes have been really strong there. So Tyson has a potential scroll here without Garland. It's looked really strong the last 2 games out there. Any interest there?
I mean, I like Tyson.
Yeah.
That's as far as I'll go.
Yeah.
I think he's a really good scroll in this spot. He's shown some pretty significant upside in this lineup for the Cavs, and yeah, I'm taking him. I think he's a really fun pick. Nobody's on it, and this is to me like one of the most fun games of the slate too. So
Sure. Yeah.
Jalen Tyson being a part of it, having a huge part of this rotation, I think is a really big deal.
Yeah, Tyson as a scroll feels really nice, and like the minutes floor is just so much safer than the guys behind him, and he's had like a little bit of ceiling in recent memory. Like if you can find 40 fantasy points in the tail end of this slate, it's a little bit different than yesterday, right? Like yesterday we were looking at like big time outliers in the last round there who could have like 50s and 60s in their bag. I think the winning score tonight going to be lower than last night, just like in a vacuum based on the game environments we have, and also like one fewer game. But yeah, I think Tyson could matter, dude. I actually like the Tyson stuff.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite scrolls right now.
Okay.
I've got a lot, I think.
Sure, yeah.
Like Tyson's absolutely one of them.
Cool. Let's talk about the Hornets, dude. This is where I was going with things. This is the ball bowl here. You know, we get the balls versus the balls here for the second time this season. But man, I'm down on Melo tonight. And I'm gonna tell you why. In a vacuum, I would kind of be in on this spot for Melo. I would like to play Melo this evening, but they are on front end back to back. And what they have shown us, and they have shown us time and time again here, is on the standalone games with Melo, when they're not on the back to back, they're willing to run him to like 28 or 30. The nights that they're on the back to back, without saying it out loud, he's soft capped at 20, man. He's soft capped at 22 to 25. Something like that. I have a hard time paying this price tag for Melo, despite liking the spot, despite knowing the ceiling. I actually bet a lower this morning on the Melo stuff in our pick'em lobbies. They've just shown us, man. And like you literally have to only go back one box score, and you can see that the nights where they have multiple games off in between, you know, he plays these 32s, these 28s, and then the nights where they play the back-to-backs, it's encouraging to see him play back-to-backs right now, but they lack ceiling in the back-to-backs because the minutes are so capped. I think there's a non-zero chance he plays off the bench either tonight or tomorrow, like in that dynamic. I don't think we're doing the old school Melo, you know, he plays one game hard and then he sits the other game. They're trying something new with Melo here, and we've got about 2.5 weeks of this, maybe almost 3 weeks of this being the case. So I'm low on Melo tonight. It could bite me in the ass, but that's my stance. Do you agree, disagree? Do you care about any of this?
Really good shout for sure. I have I'm exactly at the field on LaMelo right now at 16.7%. I think, you know, I was putting my faith in his PRA, which was like 30 this morning.
That's the one I put the lower on.
Yeah, it's down to, you know, it was even multiplier. Now it's down a little bit. So
yeah,
that was what I was kind of like putting my faith in. But yeah, it's not like I'm overweight Melo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm torn on it, man. It's more of this is more of a feel thing that could go wrong, kind of like the Nurk one from last night, right? Like this is kind of like a feel spot. This is not like the machine's gonna tell me to do this kind of vibe, right? You know, this is the live read at the table because the guy looks a little nervous, and I'm going with my gut on it, opposed to, you know, just knowing that I should have a fold in this spot every time, you know?
Yeah, I mean, John, I don't play poker, but we recently had it was like before Christmas, like a bunch of people over for like a white elephant party, and you know, we had the white elephant exchange, then we played Mafia. But like we just like sat in a circle, you know, and like had like one, you know, narrator, and that person picked out the killers, and you know, you close your eyes, kill someone, open your eyes, person's dead. So we're doing this, and the first round goes, and we have like kind of like a newer couple here with like us and our friends, and first round goes, and the dude of the couple, he's like squeezing his hand like hard. I'm like, and I feel bad. No one was talking about him. No one was accusing him. I was like, it's you, man. Like, I'm really sorry. I don't mean to like break you down in front of all these people that you just met for the first time. But I'm like, you're so nervous right now that it's like I can feel you. And everybody voted him, and he was him. It was him. I totally nailed him. So
fuck yeah.
I think I'm ready for the tour. I'm ready for the tour.
I love it, dude. I love it. Just noticing the little intricacies of, he's squeezing those cards a little tight.
White knuckles on himself. I'm like, you are not built for this. Like, you're out.
That was a classic boys at the cabin late at night where nobody wanted to move. Like you're just like sitting down in like your comfy chair in different corners of the room playing Mafia. I love that game. That was so fun.
Yeah, really, really good game to play if you have like a little party over. Yeah,
absolute
soul read.
Soul read, and then he goes straight wedgie in front of everyone.
I felt bad. I love
it. Dude. Let's get back to the Hornets here, dude. Obviously that's my stance. I mean, I'll still mix in a little bit of Melo, but the ADP is palatable today, but I'm not going to have a lot if the models tell you to push him up to like 13 or 14 or something like that. I think the minutes, if I was projecting his minutes tonight, I'd be hesitant to give him more than 24. That would be my hashtag model number. The rest of the Hornets here, people are going to really like Brandon Miller today because he's stone cold chalk on redacted. He's just kind of like mispriced, and that kind of trickles over to our game. Is a lot of people are going to be talking about Brandon Miller, but he does still retain the highest usage rate on the team here. Miles Bridges keeps getting that tough defensive assignment, and the box scores are reflecting it. Just really low offensive output for him in recent memory. This team's just getting better and deeper, man. Like they're actually like a kind of a fun basketball team right now. And I think maybe some Con in the last round because the on-off splits with him and Melo. So in the off chance that Melo doesn't start tonight, Con looks better to me. I like Brandon Miller tonight. I like Con. I'm not chasing Bridges up the board anymore. He's just doing so much on defense. And then I don't have a good lean on what the center splits is going to be. We've seen ceiling from both of them at different times, but not enough to trust. Do you feel similarly different to me here?
Yeah, I have a lot of Con. I got a lot of Brandon Miller in the layup line. I don't have as much right now in the Dawg Bowl.
Okay. Has he moved up or no?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, sure.
I have four shares out of 30 drafts of Brandon Miller, but 10 Cons. Mm-hmm. And then it seems like Diabate is going to get the start tonight. That's my understanding.
Yeah, that's where I'm at on it as well, dude. Which is fine, but I think they'll probably. Yeah, I think it's fine like that. Like Diabate's just kind of gets the large size right now. Like that's just kind of what's happened since Kalkbrenner's come back. Kalkbrenner kind of plays like the 18-20, and then the large side is like the 28 to Diabate's. But it's kind of evergreen with Diabate's that it lacks a bit of ceiling, despite that 50 burger that we saw from him.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. They're kind of just splitting it down the middle here.
Yeah, nothing for us today, but yeah, the fact that they're both active means none of them are draftable.
Yeah, and then like, if Melo doesn't start and like Sion James starts, I think it boosts like the Brandon Millers and the Cons and like that sort of stuff a little bit, but hopefully we get that information slightly before locked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay, cool. I think that's a pretty good synopsis. Any like favorite in that game other than Donovan?
I mean, I have a ton of Con, but like Brandon Miller also Con. Very fun. Yeah. I'm not a Jared Allen guy. It is what it is. But
yeah. If Jared Allen beats me, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. All right, dude, let's go. Celtics and Pacers here. We had this one last time out or 2 times ago, something like that. And the Pacers actually upset here in like a shockingly low game where like both teams were held under 100 or thereabouts. Yeah, if memory serves, I'm kind of butchering it, but I'm working off of the back of my brain, and your
Yeah, I
boy's
don't
not the
remember.
sharpest. Yeah. Yeah, Celtics 10.5 at home here in this one. JB has the probable tag there. This is a 226. In this one, I will pull up the official NBA injury report here. Obviously, no Hallie, no Benny Math. We got the G Leaguers listed as doubtful in Thompson and Peter, and then an out tag on Obi Toppin. So that's just standard business for the Pacers over the last month or so. And then on the Celtics side of the ball, there still no Josh Minott there, and then all the G Leaguers, and then JB listed Jaylen Brown with the P, the probable tag there with that left hamstring tightness. No concerns for me on Jaylen Brown this evening. I think he's playing basketball.
Yeah, no worries here.
Okay, cool. So we can break it down team by team here. Talk about the Celtics first. It's kind of evergreen at this point that every single night we just kind of say, hey, there's 3 guys that you can play. 2 get drafted at 100% frequency, and then Peyton Pritchard, if he gets hot from 3, can fill it up in the last round there. Is tonight any different?
No, I'm not getting to Kada. So it's just these 3. And I like Jaylen Brown, but like I said, I prefer Donovan Mitchell, but Jaylen Brown, great play as well. I'm not trying to fade Jaylen Brown by any means.
Okay.
Derek White seems like a pretty good play as well today. I'm at the field on Derek White, but I do like this spot for him against the Pacers. Not a whole lot to say for me there. And then Pritchard's like, I think like everybody's favorite scroll right now.
Sure. Yeah. He's just always going to slightly out project that tier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to get the minutes. He has a ceiling sometimes. Pritchard's like a 10% guy for me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, looks good to me, dude. The flow chart will tell you to play some Kada today. Right. We like attacking J Huff. We like attacking. I don't know. That rotation gets a little bit more difficult now that they re-signed Tony Bradley to another 10-day. So it's a 3-man big rotation there, like with Jackson being back too. So yeah, but I don't know, man. Kate is kind of like the unsung hero of this basketball team and just consistent every night. But yeah, it's 25 to 28 minutes of him, giving you 30 fantasy points. Is that enough to win a slate? Who knows? But yeah. Sam Hauser had a monster shooting night there against Atlanta. I think he basically only shot 3s and he never gets to the line and he never does anything else other than shooting 3s, but probably not playable for us. Anthony Simons kind of like out of the doghouse and into the penthouse for a little bit there and went nuts in that Miami pace up game, but he's getting his 25s every night, always liable to score off the bench, but probably a bridge too far for our game tonight, even when the 6th round's pretty flat.
Indeed.
Yeah. That game that they played was 4 games ago now. It was 98 to 96 in a game that Jaylen Brown did not play. That was the night that everybody was jamming the CLV on Peyton Pritchard in the 4th round or whatever.
He went off kind of, didn't he?
23 actual, 8 assists, 4 rebounds in a losing effort. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 steals. So yeah, strong game. Game. Let's talk about the Pacers side here, Nez. It's just kind of Siakam, and then your favorite play thus far in Nembhard, just relative to his ADP there. Is there anybody else that you could be interested in?
I thought about Naismith, but no.
Yeah,
it's the fact that Nembhard isn't in the top 36 via ETR makes him like very, very fun to pick. He's a good play, man. He plays all the minutes that you want him to play. He's very consistent. I have no problem taking Nembhard in the last round when he's there, and he's there quite a bit.
Why do you think he's not a top 36 guy for ETR today?
Probably team total.
Okay. Yeah.
They have like, well, I have just, if they take out Santi, they would probably get ADP. They would probably get the 36 on Nemhard. They got Mikal Bridges over him. I guess. Miles Bridges over him. I disagree.
Yeah.
So he's like 33, 34 for me. It's not like that far off, but I like him.
Right. Yeah. I respect it. Okay. Any love for like TJ Sealing off the bench in 22 minutes?
You tell me.
Probably not the spot for it. Jay Huff could be interesting, but we never know what the minutes are going to look like. We kind of talked about that 3-man center rotation, but Jay Huff has a little bit of ceiling. Any interest in it as a scroll today?
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't look good enough for me.
Yeah. I mean, I do just get a little bit excited about Jay Huff when I see like a drop big on the other side, like Keita, that like, he's a stretcher, right? And he's a guy who can hit threes. So when you get a drop big against him, he gets a little bit of space, might get a couple extra 3 attempts today. But I'm not saying no to Jay Huff in the last round today. How about that?
Sure. Yeah. That's fine. I mean, I like Jay Huff. I'm just, I'm a PRA slappy and it doesn't look good.
Yeah. No, I can imagine it doesn't look good. All right, dude, let's keep moving then. We get Nets and Knicks, the battle of New York, the Brooklyn versus the New York Knickerbockers here in the 12 points by way of the Knicks. Wow. They've been in a woeful stretch in recent memory here, Nez, the Knicks have, but they look pretty full here. This is a 220.5 there. As I pull up the most recent NBA injury report, it was really clean the last time I looked for the Knicks here. Yeah, it's so clean that they don't even have a filing, basically. It looks like they don't have a filing, but they're literally not even listed because there's nobody listed, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, that's pretty wild. And then on the net side of things there, we got Day'Ron Sharpe listed as available. So that's kind of like the big one there. The rest of the stuff is G Leaguers and guys who have been out for a long time, aka Haywood Highsmith there. So really clean game here. But Day'Ron Sharpe, people got really excited to play Claxton the other night. Claxton did as Claxton does and gets you 33 fantasy points, whether you rank him at pick 36 or pick 15. He gets you 36 fantasy points, 32 fantasy points, something like that. He played 37 minutes without Day'Ron Sharpe. Not expecting that this evening here at all because Day'Ron's going to be back from the illness. He's already been listed as available. So I guess the first question is, on the net side, is there anyone you want to play other than Michael Porter Jr.?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like, I had Claxton in my ranks, but no. He didn't look as good as I expected him to. It was like I was keeping my eye on him, and yeah, he doesn't look good enough to play today. Yeah,
I think he would have been much better if Sharpe missed again. Just because like that backup 5 rotation, they're just not going to play a lot of minutes for like Danny Wolf and whatever backup 5 stuff against. Yeah, I'm trying to think like what they would even do. Claxton would have played a lot if Sharpe didn't play tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he looks like 23 minutes or something.
Yeah, now he looks like 23, 24. And then they probably just played Day'Ron versus Mitchell off the bench, and that's not a great spot for Day'Ron. And then Cam Thomas is capped. Noah Clowney is, sometimes gets some backup 5 when Day'Ron's not there, but when Day'Ron's there, he's just kind of like camped out in the corner. Jaeger kind of cannibalizes the assist rate of Claxton in the first unit. We keep talking about how Jaeger leads the team in assists, but Claxton's like point whatever behind him. Like it's like a 7.4 and a 7.1 in terms of potential assists per game. And then the minutes for like these other guys are just so hard to parse through that. Yeah, even if the Knicks are the lowly Knicks that they've been the last week or so, there's just nothing to get excited about here. Like, I don't know. Yeah, maybe Cam Thomas fills it up off the bench or something, but like 23, 24, 23, like there's just so many more viable plays. Wow, 10 dimes off the bench for Cam
I know.
Thomas. That's not his music usually. His
it is
this
not.
should be 10, 3 and 3, not 3, 3 and 10.
I know. Yeah, that was shocking. Yeah, no thank you to anybody on Brooklyn other than Michael Porter Jr.
Do you like Michael Porter Jr. more or less than do you like him more or less than ADP right now?
Usually more. Today I'm like at ADP. It's slightly more than ADP. He just does a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I respect it. I'm good with it. Let's have the Knicks conversation here. Cat with trade rumors swirling around him and just not playing overly great basketball in recent memory. At least there's been less overlap between him and Mitchell Robinson. That's the nice thing I can say. And I don't think there will be overlap in the starting unit from them tonight, but never say never. But I imagine Cat just being at the 5. Claxton's not always the guy that you want to attack, but I think it's fine this evening. Yeah, I think it's fine, but I'm not jumping up and down to play Cat. It's kind of an evergreen conversation with us that we like Brunson more than Cat every time out. But are there 5 draftable pieces tonight? Do you want to get overweight OG Hart or Bridges? I imagine people are gonna be frothy to take these guys in the last round. Those last 3, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I like Josh Hart out of the last 3 there. I took a few shares of Mikal, but I'm not trying to have a bunch of Mikal Bridges when the Knicks are full.
Yeah, revenge game, baby.
That's right. But I like Hart the most out of those 3.
Remember the Mikal Bridges Nets slates where he kept the streak alive and they took everybody else out, and then he was the guy who played a full first quarter and then sat the last 3 in these smash spots. Oh my god, those were some of the most annoying. That was the Nurk stuff before Nurk this year.
Yeah, exactly. That was the Will Hardy comp we were looking for.
Yes. Fuck, I finally got there. Finally. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. I like it. Josh Hart as the favorite at the end there, and we're both kind of Brunson over Cat this evening? Question mark?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cat always opens over Brunson because of the evergreen underdog projection.
Yeah. I mean, I won't besmirch Cat's name in recent memory. He has had a nice uptick in the rebounding rate there, but I'll be the first to admit that when Josh Hart's out on the floor and Josh Hart has a decent matchup on the offensive end, that he will be the first guy to impact that rebound rate negatively. When Mitch Rob's not on the floor. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine mixing and matching in the last round as well there. Okay. Pistons and Pels here. Pistons as 9.5. Let's see if that's changed since the Q tag. Yeah, about a point on the unabated line since the Cade Q tag. So that's interesting. 10.5 down to 9, down to 9.5 there in that window when we got the Q tag this morning. So just putting that on people's radars there. But a 230.5 here. We talked about the Cade Q tag, a Levert Q tag, both for illness designations there. And then the illness designation on the other side is that of Zion Williamson. DeJounte Murray slowly working his way back. No Herb Jones this evening. No Jose Alvarado as well. And then G Leaguers. And then anybody else noteworthy? Not just G Leaguers on the Pistons side outside of Cade and Levert with the Q tags there. Thoughts on this one, Nez?
Yeah, I mean, I opened the day very excited about this game, and then this game just got ravaged with Q tags. So now I'm less excited about it. Really like the Jalen Duren spot.
Okay.
like the Cade spot, but don't like the Q tag on Cade. And now Cade is like falling to the second round, so there's no point in like putting on a brave face and jamming Cade. In my opinion, like you should just try to get some sick Cade teams. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean we like matchups against the Pels, so yeah, I was jamming Duran. Really liked Cade. Like I said, now I'm like a little less excited about it.
Sure.
Trey Murphy, Derek Queen now become like pretty appealing pieces if you don't think Zion plays, and I don't think Zion plays.
Yeah, I like Trey Murphy regardless if Zion plays or not. I mean, he's the second leading scorer since December. I think it was December and January. Second leading scorer in terms of points per game behind only Luka. Like he's been cooking real life basketball points, man. Pretty crazy. But yeah, I like Trey Murphy in this spot. Like Detroit's defense is like real and they're good and they switch off everything and the Asar treatment. So it's not like anything that I'm like jumping up and down to be like, yo, I want to jam Pels now. But like the minutes for Queen get way safer if Zion's not there. Like Queen's been played off the floor multiple times by Yves Missi, right? So like the Queen combo of like ceiling coupled with minute security if Zion's not there just like makes him viable to me, right? So that'd be kind of like my stance. Any Detroit auxiliary piece that we can take in the 6th round now that would benefit from like a Cade out tag?
I mean, not really.
Yeah.
Dennis
I took
Jenkins.
Tobias this morning. I'm not gonna lie, I took Tobias this morning.
There you go.
Like I'm kind of fine with it. Been playing big minutes here, 34, 28 since coming back there. That Pacers game was a lopsided affair, I believe, if memory serves. Let me confirm my math. Yeah, 121-78. They beat the brakes off of a Pacers team without everybody else. So I wouldn't look at his minutes there. I was kind of bullish Tobias.
Yeah, no, I like that call actually.
Yeah, it's a good catch and shoot for Duncan Robinson. Probably a bridge too far in our game, but some pick 'em lobby 3 stuff for Duncan Robinson feels fine there. They're going to need scoring if Cade's not out there and if Levert doesn't play his like 15 minutes off the bench or whatever, 17 minutes. Ron Holland's been tipping in the wrong direction in terms of minutes. Beef Stew, you can't really play when Duran's there, but they might do some big overlap in this matchup. But yeah, I think probably just Tobias and Asar in the last round, but I prefer Tobias to Asar if they need scoring this evening, and they're going to need scoring without Cade.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. And then Pelicans there, where are you comfortable taking Zion? Even though you've been quite adamant in saying, you're scared of it and don't think he plays tonight, but where do you rank him and draft him? What do you think's fair?
5th round.
5th round? Okay. So he's got to fall to like mid-20s for you to consider.
Yeah.
Okay. Any love for Sadiq Bey? Sadiq Bey would be like another scoring option if Zion can't go. He's going to start regardless, but he's been ticking back up. We saw ceiling early this season.
Yeah. I think I would consider him. Yeah, that's a good call out. Really though, it's just like Queen and Trey Murphy for me in terms of like how I'm reacting.
Okay. Can you just put Trey Murphy in Zion's spot right now in terms of ADP, or are there guys you like better in between?
No, I think I probably would.
Okay. Yeah.
Do
you like him more than Michael Porter Jr.?
I'm not so certain.
Yeah.
But
it's a very tough tier here. The Chet all the way down to like BI is a really tough tier to rank today in my estimation.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah. Ooh, Sadiq Bey revenge game. I forgot about that. I just think about the Wizards era.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Trey Murphy can hit crazy ceiling. Yeah, fully agree. I mean, not the greatest spot in the world for Trey Murphy ceiling, I'm not going to lie, but just dealing with some Asar and dealing with really good rim defense. Like the combination of Beef Stew and and Duran is like really good paint defense. So yeah,
big time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think Queen has some good ceiling in the back there. I think, man, I can't shake the fact that like someone could definitely matter from the back end in this game, and the two names that come to mind for me are Tobias and Sadiq Bey.
Yeah, I need to think more about those two for sure because I haven't drafted them yet.
You know who the other like the other like win her sup one would be Dennis Jenkins.
That's what I was saying.
And it's a fucking good spot for him too. Like I think it's probably swap only or like 6th round if we got a starting lineup right before lock, blah blah blah. But we're probably not going to get that information. If you wanted to spend one $15 share on Dennis Jenkins at pick 36, I don't think you're crazy, man. We've seen ceiling from it multiple times this year.
But the thing is, like, you can get it at pick 36 if if we happen to get the news.
That's true too. I don't know. People might bite you for it. It's kind of like the Chicago stuff from yesterday. Like just talking about drafting dynamics, how like everybody gets frothy for like what just happened and trying to capitalize. So everybody goes into the room thinking the same thing. So we got that news on Giddey like 15 minutes to draft lock, and people were just going nuts, jamming sticks, jamming, Montas, jamming Kobe White, because people just like react to like what's most recent. And then you take a step back and you go, well, Montas was probably the 31st best player on the slate yesterday. Maybe I shouldn't have got crazy and taking him at 26. Like, that's kind of like the push pull that'll happen in the rooms later if we get Cade ruled earlier than Tip. But evergreen reminder, Detroit is renowned for bullshit with Q tags.
Yes. Continue on with this next game. I gotta use the restroom real quick.
Yeah, sure. Highest total on the slate here, a 239.5. The Memphis Grizzlies as 1.5 point favorites over the Atlanta Hawks. I haven't looked at the hashtag models, but I imagine they love everything from this game, including Jalen Johnson in that upper echelon tier. We have no Kristaps Porzingis. We have no Zachary Richeche. And then we have a whole bunch of doubtful tags on the G Leaguers on the Hawks side. And then on the Grizzlies side, we got a doubtful tag on Santi Aldama. And then no Zach Edey still, no Brandon Clark, no Scottie Pippen Jr., no Ty Jerome. Holy shit, have those been bad best ball picks. I'm just thinking about this right now. Like Ty Jerome still hasn't played. Scottie Pippen Jr. still hasn't played. Zach Edey played 10 games in the middle there somewhere and like hit ceiling maybe like once and was capped on his minutes. The other ones, Brandon Clark came back and played like decent minutes for like 2 games and then was just out the rest of the year. Man, those are some bad best ball picks there. So I guess the first question here is what are we doing at the top end of draft boards? And then what are we doing with the Santi news? So let's jump over to the ADP stuff. Jalen Johnson, there's kind of been talk about him not reaching ceiling. Like we got so excited about him with Trey gone and then being like, oh yeah, this looks like he's just going to reach ceiling every single night here and they're going to run everything through him. And then it hadn't happened for like 3 or 4 games. And then he reminds everybody against the Bucks there. So I'm fine with Jalen Johnson. I'm not taking him over Giannis tonight. I think I will firmly have him at 3 in my rankings. Do you feel similarly to that, Nez?
Yeah. I've got Jalen Johnson 3 right now.
Yeah. If he out projects Giannis because of the matchup and because of the totals and that sort of thing, that's fine by me, man. You guys can go ahead and have Jalen Johnson. It's also it's also the fact that like there are so many more draftable Atlanta pieces and there's no more draftable Bucks pieces in the player pool effectively. Like there's Ryan Rollins and that's it. We haven't talked about that game yet, but like nobody's taking Kuzma. Maybe someone takes a shot on Bobby Portis in the last round or something like that. But like I know I'm going to want Atlanta pieces later in my draft there because there's like 5 of them that are draftable that I just kind of like, hey, I'll take Giannis over him and then I'll get a different Atlanta piece or I'll tap into that game in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, just as far as this game goes, love this game.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
am I'm shocked that the Grizzlies are favored here. I mean, I get that they have some rest, especially if you zoom out, you see how much rest they've gotten.
Mm-hmm. Interesting though. Interesting on the rest. They changed time zones like 3 times because they were in Berlin and then they were in London, and so I mean they're doing 8-hour travel with the rest. But yes.
Yeah, but in terms
Yeah.
of playing basketball, lot
Yeah.
lot of rest in there. I am still shocked that they're favored here. These Hawks that you have highlighted here, all draftable. I prefer Gnaw at cost, I think the most.
Okay.
Dyson, I have trouble paying up for like Dyson when he's expensive. I don't love it.
Sure.
He's coming off that 50 ball, so I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Onyeka's fun, but like, man, expensive Onyeka, I feel like always lets me down.
I feel the same way. Yeah, it's like it's just narrative based, but like, yeah, I do feel the same way.
I just like I get sticker shock when Onyeka is at ADP 16, but he's playing a lot of minutes and he's facing Memphis, so that tends to be pretty good for fantasy outputs. I don't think I'm going to draft a lot of CJ, but CJ is like a decent pick today.
Yeah,
as a scroll.
What do you think? What do you think for rotation tonight and starting lineup? Because they started Corey Kispert last time out, and people were kind of talking about like how Corey Kispert is like a better version of Luke Kennard and arguably like cannibalizes. There's kind of like this push pull of like Kispert, Vit Krejci, and Luke Kennard as like their minutes in a pile. I'm not saying that like you should play any of them, but like with Ricochet out, like is there any opportunity that like CJ closes again and CJ gets up to like 30 and it comes at the expense of Kispert, Vit Krejci, and Luke Kennard?
I mean, I would absolutely not be surprised.
Sure.
And half expected, but CJ, I don't know if he's slowly ramping up or if that's just where they want to keep him, but he's been at like 26 minutes for most of his Hawks tenure so far.
Yeah, I think that's just like the role, like he's just a bench guy who sometimes fills it up off the bench, and he's more name value than, but he could definitely close tonight. Like he could definitely come staggered against those guys and then close over like Krejci or Kispert or whoever.
I mean, when he's out there, like if he somehow falls into minutes, like unexpectedly, he's going to probably like break a slate.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, like you just like the matchup enough for him that.
Well, the matchup this would definitely be a spot for him to do such a thing, but like it's just like a minutes thing. Like he's like, since he's been here, like he's been like a +1 like fantasy point per minute guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like he just kind of fits this Hawks team really well.
Okay. Yeah, that's I'm just reading the notes that fam put in the Discord here, and yeah, they think Kispert starts, and then they're talking about CJ's new arrival, been doing well in a reduced role, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay, he could play himself into like 28 tonight and matter in the last round. Like if there's a spot to matter, it's off the bench against Memphis.
Yeah, I mean it would be, if it does happen, then yeah, it's going to be trouble.
All right, sounds good. 5 draftable pieces here. No interest in Mogay for us. No interest in the 3-way split of the Kispert, the Luke Kennard, and the Krejci. I mean, they're basically just camped out to try and hit threes, and they never go in the paint, and they never, they just they're just fucking out there. But yeah, Christian Koloko with another 10, eh? Christian Koloko signs 2-way deal. This is a revenge game for Christian Koloko tonight. Here we go, baby. Revenge against the team that gave him an opportunity and then got him a two-way deal. So not much actual revenge, but I just didn't even know that he signed that deal. Let's go to the Grizzlies here. That's not how you spell Grizzlies. Let's go to the Grizzlies here. John Morant, he's cover boy. He came back, balled out in London. There was a whole bunch of fanfare and media speak about his smile being back, and there was an interview and like, good to see you smiling again and shit. It's like, man, fucking this guy plays in the league and grew up at a prep school. Like, let's fucking cool it with John Morant. If he ain't smiling, it's his own damn fault. But yeah. I don't know, man. Is he trying to play his way out of town here? They're trying to play their way into a divorce, kind of like the Trae Young stuff here. But it was really nice to see the 13 assists return. There, 28 minutes in the return in the second game against Orlando while they were traveling. He had the Q tag the first night, then was kind of quote unquote full go the next night for 28. Anticipating something similar this evening, 28 or 30 ish from him. Highest total on the slate makes me like Ja, but it can go wrong in a lot of different ways. He hasn't shot the three well at all this year. He's going to need some more of this dimage in doing his best Vince Williams Jr. impersonation here with the dimage to make it come to fruition. But I think we both like Ja tonight, right?
Yeah, I like Ja a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even with the scarcity of minutes here, it just seems like he's primed to do a lot of efficient producing in these minutes, with the opportunity to maybe eclipse 28. If he gets to 30, if he gets 32, like, man, pants are fully off.
Pants are on the floor, baby.
Yeah, I love Ja tonight.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They ran 11 deep before garbage time. 11 deep before garbage time last time out against Orlando. Obviously, it was 2 games in 3 nights in Europe, so maybe that plays into it a little bit. They've been doing this, Jaren Jackson Jr., Ja, Cedric, Santi, and Wells. I imagine Jock Landale just pulls in for Santi in that, and we're kind of searching for smaller second unit and or backup 5 run from somewhere. Maybe they do some like less overlap and Jaren Jackson Jr. plays some 5 with the second unit. That might be kind of like my bro science, but yeah, any thoughts there?
Yeah, I think with the Santi D tag, for me, it's like Jock. I think it's like the biggest boost. Jaren Jackson gets a boost as well, but like, I'm also looking at Cedric Howard too.
Yeah, I like Cedric Howard in the last round. It's just the minutes, man. The minutes. 25, 26, 27. Like, we know he can hit ceiling, and this is a good spot for it in a vacuum. But yeah, I guess I like the rim attacking guys more than I like the handling and guard types. So if you're going to sell me on like, is this a Jalen Wells spot or is this a Cedric spot? Like, I mean, I'm almost always going to say Cedric, but like from a matchup standpoint, I prefer like Cedric this evening, if that makes sense. Like, I like the rim attack against Atlanta and against Onyeka more than I like, hey, Ja's going to have the ball in his hands all night and they're just going to switch Nah and Dyson on him over and over again. Like, that's not the most comfortable matchup in the world.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, I see him as still being one of their better scorers in a 1.5 point spread with the highest total on the slate. Like,
right.
At 2% ownership, with play it without Ja. If you play it, like,
sure, yeah,
not as much Ja as you expect. Cedric Howard handling the rock. Cedric Howard, responsible for doing more scoring. That I have a lot of interest in, because we've seen like where Cedric Howard has games. I mean, these minutes aren't like, they're not 30 minutes, but these are not bad minutes. And he's going up against the Hawks.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I like the Cedric Howard shout because I'm also thinking through the lineup dynamics. Like, this is a team that likes to do like the the hockey lineup changes, right? Like, especially when Jaw's minutes are limited. And I don't think it's like a great Cam Spencer spot for like 20 minutes of him or anything like that. Like, I think they need the size of GG Jackson a little bit too. And he's been playing a little bit more recently. So, like, Coward gives you like a little bit of size, a little bit of handling, a little bit of rim attack. Oh, man. I'm talking myself into this being like a really good Jock spot because I'm like, who the hell is going to play behind him? You know?
Right.
Yeah. I'm fine with Cedric Coward or Jock in the last round.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of what these player props are saying, a little bit of Vince Williams, a little bit of these are not obviously direct Jock backups, a little bit of Cam Spencer, Caldwell Pope a little bit, little GG Jackson. Yeah, there is still a lot of bodies, but in terms of like the Jock Landale role as a big guy, no, there is not much behind him at all. 21.5 PRA for Jock. That's good for a big guy. You can count on him getting a stock or two.
Jock Landale night.
He's a good scroll, dude.
Dude, he is a good scroll. I'm talking myself into it here. Like, you could swing the narrative that like, okay, let's go down like this matchups rabbit hole here. Because they got Koloko on the other side. You know who Memphis could really use as a backup 5 tonight? Christian Koloko, who's on the other fucking team now.
Nobody needs Christian Koloko.
Oh man, I'm looking at this, man. Yeah, like, because I want to attack bigs against Onyeka. Man, I'm falling in love with the bigs spot in this game. It's kind of like the long and the short of it. Like, I kind of like Jock as a scroll. I kind of like Onyeka better than his ADP now. And I wasn't sure I was going to feel that way before. Jalen's fine, but like, it's really expensive. I'd rather play Giannis. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. This is a fun game. Fun game here. Yeah. Anyways, I think there's 4 draftable pieces for us. I think if you went further than this, you're probably making a mistake. That's more of a redacted conversation in this game. But I think there's probably 5 draftable Hawks and 4 draftable Grizz, and this is kind of like slop it up bad basketball game of the night.
Yeah. Yep. Right. I'm excited about this game.
Yeah. All right, dude, let's keep pushing here. Bucks and Thunder. Thunder are a little bit decimated right now. We'll talk through that in a second, but they're still 11.5-point favorites on the road against the Bucks here in a 224.5 total there. Giannis has an ADP of 3. Giannis has still only played over 30 minutes since returning 1 time. So I don't know, man. There's potential rumors about some trade stuff with him. I don't think that's probably going to come to fruition. I think it's just kind of like evergreen conversation at this point in time, but maybe it's because of the calf. Maybe they're just trying to keep him healthy. But yeah, the 30 minutes kind of like soft cap scares me a little bit, especially against a team as good on defense as the Thunder, but the Thunder are going to be without some good defensive pieces and just some good pieces in general this evening. They got no Alex Caruso, no Isaiah Hartenstein, no Aaron Wiggins, no J-Dub, a.k.a. Jalen, without a Y, and then no Jalen with a Y. So, I mean, this is a very watered-down iteration of the Thunder. It's leading to a high Chet ADP. I like the Chet spot a little bit more now that we got Miles Turner ruled out, but I'm not sure I love Chet at ADP. That was my initial reaction to that one. And then on the Bucks side, no Miles Turner and no Kevin Porter Jr. So a lot of moving pieces here in this one, and nobody's really taking advantage of the value in parentheses here, Nez, because of the lower total and because of the tough defense on the Thunder side. It's kind of just Ryan Rollins and Giannis getting drafted, and then it's kind of just Chet and SGA on the other side. Do we want to get deeper in the player pool here? Like, do we want 36 minutes of AJ Mitchell in our life in the last round? Like, what are your thoughts here?
you could probably do worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of the Thunder, I mean, I am never really high on Chet, but I'm high on Chet today.
Mm.
Like
Okay.
he just continues to do 40 fantasy points. And that in a season where so many high drafted players are flopping and failing like slate after slate, Chet's been like uber consistent.
Yeah.
He's playing 30 minutes a night. He is going to play 30 minutes tonight unless the Bucks absolutely crumble. This is a decimated Thunder team right now. Like this is it's like they are struggling at the moment. Not struggling, but just like for bodies, they are
Yep.
struggling. So I think Chet's going to play a lot. Chet's going to be involved quite a bit. Oh yeah, and he's also good for like 3 stocks a game. So
Sure. Yeah.
this is just a really really good spot. And the best part is that you know the people that are you know dragging and dropping CSVs are not going to be drafting this guy. So you know you get a little bit of some fun angles there.
Play devil's advocate for 1 second for me here. Why do you think he's not projecting well?
Because his props are never like awesome.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, his props are just like not that good. But which is weird because like they'll give Dyson Daniels like the benefit of the doubt, but like you know I guess we are talking about on average like a 7 PRA difference. That's like you know maybe 8 to 9 fantasy points, and if you give them these guys the same stocks based on ADP, you know I guess yeah like I'm assuming his underdog projection always opens really high, so he just like gets this high ADP as well.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
I'm
just like
taking him tonight.
natural overreaction of like people this morning being like, there's no projections out. I'm just going to look at the injury report. Holy shit, everyone's decimated. Chet has to project well.
Yeah, and his box scores look good. You know,
Yeah, true.
he's got 40 fantasy points up and down. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think Chet's a good pick.
Okay. Thoughts on pairing it with SGA and like that combination because it lines up perfectly with ADP. Thoughts on that?
I think it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Is
think
it
there's a
something
lot
you
of
want to be
cannibalization
cognizant?
there.
Like, okay, maybe let me reframe the question for you. Okay. Yeah. Like I think it's fine as well. Let me reframe the question for you. Is it negatively correlated enough that you should down boost it every time because it's going to be a chalk pairing?
You think it'll be chalk?
I think just the way ADPs line up, like instinctively, but maybe not.
I mean, if I knew for a fact it was chalky, a little bit.
Yeah.
But not in my opinion, I think people are going to avoid it more than they're going to jam it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Also smaller player pool today, or like total entry pool today. More hand drafting because it's 15 and dollar entry instead of 5. So people being cognizant of the correlation patterns. I really like AJ Mitchell in the last round. He was kind of like my favorite scroll that I saw. Thoughts on that? Do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it?
No, AJ Mitchell should play 30 tonight, you think?
Yeah. Yeah. I thought we
Seems
were missing
good.
Kaysen too. My bad. I think I said that at the start. I thought it was Kaysen that we were missing, but we're not missing Kaysen. It's Russo that we're missing. My bad.
Yeah, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
It matters more for the Bucks, I suppose, but
sure. Yeah. It was more about the on-ball defense on the other side, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. All right, dude. I think that's pretty good on that side. Let's talk about the Bucks side there. You like Rollins in the last round there. If you refresh this, Kevin Porter Jr. will be taken out. Any love for Bobby Portis? Could Bobby Portis start tonight? Could this be the Bobby slate?
I mean, I guess he could now that no Miles Turner is confirmed.
Yeah.
I haven't drafted him yet.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to tell yourself a story that Bobby Portis is all of a sudden going to find ceiling. We just haven't seen it yet this year, but like it's yeah,
it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. He's in the like he's absolutely in the conversation for Milwaukee. Yeah, like he 100% is. Like I kind of think that this plays tighter than 10.5.
Okay. I think
I like the Bobby stuff.
I think if the models came out and told me now with these injury updates of Porter Jr. being out and Miles Turner being out that Bobby Portis is pick 27 or something like this, right? And that was the CSV. If that was the case, I think I'd probably be soft fading Bobby. But if Bobby's going to be fucking flat 36 ADP, he's going to be free. He's going to be 40th ranked in terms of raw projection. I want to be the guy taking some Bobby tonight.
100%. Yeah, no, okay. You. I was kind of I wasn't thinking about Bobby. You know, without Miles Turner there. Mm-hmm. I kind of like that a lot.
Yeah, I'm looking. You know, kind of what else you can do behind too. Man, this does feel like a pretty good chat spot. Like I don't know. They could do the Jericho Sims thing. They've started him in the past. They've liked to do it. It's not good for fantasy for us and stuff. But like Bobby playing off the bench and playing 25 like isn't necessarily worse. I mean, he's gonna deal with less Giannis and less Ryan Rollins and that sort of stuff too. So it's like as long as Bobby plays 26 or 28 tonight, I don't really care how it happens. It's obviously not the best matchup in the world, but like it definitely has ceiling, man.
It does. It definitely does.
Yeah, like the same can't be said about all sixth rounders. Like some sixth rounders are there to give you like 30 fantasy points. Some have these outlier potentials of like 50 if things break right.
Yeah. I do like Rollins though. You know,
I
was taking him at the beginning of the show. I am taking Ryan Rollins here. If this game is close, he's going to be on the floor a lot.
Okay. Yeah. And then he probably has the SGA assignment.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's a tough one. A little bit of added on-ball stock stuff there, but yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, we could see kind of like those Ryan Rollins minutes that we saw, 2 months ago before Kevin Porter Jr. came back tonight. Like you could see 33, 36. Like he could easily lead the team in minutes tonight.
Yeah, that absolutely the thesis.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Good shouts, dude. All right, last game on the slate here, the late night hammer, the Raptors, who scored 145 last night, and IQ broke some Wilt Chamberlain record. What did I say it was? 40, 10, and 80% from the field.
Correct.
Unbelievable stuff there. 11 for 11 from the line as well, I think it was. Yeah. Anyways, 226.5 here. Both teams on the back end back-to-backs. They are the only teams on back end back-to-backs this evening, and they are playing each other. Sabonis played limited minutes last night. We have no injury reports for either of these teams here, and we also have no popcorn machine for this game for whatever reason. I keep hitting the refresh button, but no popcorn machine for it there. But Scotty played 39 last night. IQ obviously dominated on the offensive end. They started with the small ball 5 unit with did they start with the small ball 5 unit, or did Sandro did they just play into the small ball 5 unit? That is one thing I can actually check for the people here.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Come on. You're smarter than this. I'm just looking for like the as expected tweet. And I see no, okay, so they did start the Shed and Grady Dick over Akbaji and Sandro last night. So they started Scotty at the 5, like the conversation we had on the show. So Sandro played 26 off the bench. All right. Interesting. Yeah. And then on the other side, Maxime Renel started again there. So it was the Westbrook, Levine, DeRozan, Precious Achua, and Maxime for the Kings last night. All right. Yeah, so just Windhurst up for everybody that, like, maybe some Q tags come down the pipeline. Like, there was big minutes across the board there. I'll pull up the box scores for the Kings there. We kind of broke it down for the Raptors there. But obviously the Kings played pace up last night against the Heat as well. Kings, like, low-key had a nice little stretch there. It was a 4-game win streak, but now they've lost 2 in a row to the pace-up Blazers and pace-up Heat. Now they get the Raptors on the back-to-back this evening. Let's take a peek at what those minutes were last night for... Okay. So Maxime Renel starts and plays 18. Those get cannibalized by Cardwell plays 21 again. So he's firmly in the rotation now. We were talking about how fun he was. Sabonis gets 10 boards off the bench there, plays 17 minutes. Russell Westbrook starts and gets 31. DeRozan gets 35. Levine gets 22, and Monk plays the big side of that rotation. Him and Neat Clifford off the bench, 24 and 30 there. Can't see how it's broken apart, but I imagine both of Neat Clifford and Monk closed, which led to the uptick in minutes because the game was out of reach. That would just be like my bro science of what I'm looking at here, but hard to tell without the popcorn machine. Precious continues to start, but his minutes aren't up at that 36 stuff anymore. They're down to this, 22, 24 because they got this pretty strong big man rotation of 4 guys right now. All right, I think that's a pretty good synopsis of it. Let's talk about the Kings side first there, Nez. Any interest in this in general here? We've talked about Toronto being pretty good in transition defense, but any interest on Kings stuff tonight?
For sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think Russ and DeRozan are pretty intriguing in this
Both
spot.
of them. Sorry, both of them played on the back-to-back last time, too. So just putting that on people's radar. People were scared that the old guys were going to sit on the back-to-back. I think it was 5 games ago now that they both played.
Yeah, good to know there. I think these guys are both they're both very important to this Kings team right now. I don't think Sabonis is going to play. Levine is extremely out of favor. That leaves just Russ and DeMar just having a lot of fun. Just two friends playing basketball together. That is what's happening in Sacramento, and they're having fun. And I mean, it's kind of working. They had a nice little stretch there. I like this spot for them. I mean, the total for this game isn't great, but I mean, it's just these two just doing everything. I don't know. I think it's kind of fun. I have a ton of DeRozan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I respect
DeRozan
it.
is a pretty easy click for me.
Are you out on Sabonis this evening?
Yeah, I don't think he plays.
Okay. And even if he does, man, he's playing like a real small side of like a 3-way big split here.
Yeah, I don't think all of a sudden, on the second leg of a back-to-back, he's going to ramp up to 30 minutes.
Yeah. They got a lot of bodies, man. I'm looking at some of this right now. Imperfect comp, but January 11th and 12th, when they played the back-to-back, both in the state of California were those back-to-backs there. They played the Rockets and they played the Lakers there. Both teams that you got to play pretty big, especially against the Rockets side of things there. The first night, you got 36 from DeRozan, you got 33 from Westbrook, and you got 38 from Precious. So that was the first night of the back-to-back, and they won that game against the Rockets, and then they played a tight game the next night against the Lakers, in which they won as well. and they got 30 out of Precious, 34 out of Westbrook, and 36 out of DeMar. And it looks like Levine sat the back-to-back. Now, grain of salt, Sabonis wasn't there for any of this, so that throws a little bit of a wrench into the conversation. But I think it comes more at the expense of Maxime Renaud with the 31 minutes there, that just gets cut down. So yeah, I mean, if I was most likely guy to sit tonight, I think it would probably be Sabonis, then Levine, and then guys that I'm like not overly worried about the minutes because we've seen it a lot recently and seen it in back-to-backs. The old guys in DeRozan and Westbrook are still playing north of 30 on these back-to-backs. Take fucking notes, LaMelo Ball. God.
Too soft.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's jump to the ADPs real quick. Anybody else on Sacramento draftable this evening as of right now?
Nah, not for me.
Okay, so just DeMar and Westbrook for Nez there. And then on the Raptors side of things there, are we going back to the IQ well tonight? I think we were both in lockstep that we liked Scotty this evening. Not sure they do the small ball 5 thing again here, but second night of a back-to-back, 39 on the front end for Scotty. Yeah, thoughts on Scotty, and then kind of like the trickle-down effects of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Scotty's a great play against the Kings. I guess this RJ Barrett Q tag is kind of interesting.
Yeah, both the Colin Murray Boyles and RJ did not play basketball yesterday, and they both have Q tags on our site right now. I don't know if that's real life, if that's just no injury report. I don't know what the plan was there.
Yeah, so I guess like right now I'm pretty optimistic on Scotty. He has a really strong PRA for Scotty Barnes, and anytime it's like 35 or greater, which isn't often, like I take notes, and it's at 35.5 right now. So all signs point to Scotty being like heavily involved in this game against the Kings. I mean, like, I'm not jamming him in the first round or anything, but like I do plan on, drafting a lot of Scotty Barnes though. Like I like him more than Evan Mobley.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, I respect that. Interesting note from Eggers in the chat. RJ plans to play was the report this afternoon. So hopes to return in parentheses was the direct quote. Thank you for that, Eggers. I was just kind of doing my due diligence right now as well on the Raptors stuff.
There you go. He didn't have props this morning, and now he does.
Okay.
He got listed at 12:30.
He got listed at
everywhere. They threw him up at 23.5.
Okay.
For points, rebounds, and assists.
Okay, cool. Actually, did you see some of those highlights last night from the Raptors game of like the ball movement stuff?
No, I didn't watch any of that game.
Man, it looked like everybody likes to make like the Spurs comp they have you seen these videos going around where people show like prime Spurs basketball where they like there's like 15 touches on the offensive end and then like results in like a dime, and then they show and then they show the ISO ball of like this generation of just like camped out at the 3 and then play ISO ball kind of thing. I love those like things, but last night, man, Raptors low key went to the Spurs model. Like they were doing what the Warriors used to do against the Warriors last night with some of the highlights I saw. Like I just watched the clip together recap or whatever on YouTube, but it was like, man, some of the ball movement was fucking impressive last night. Like I was like, whoa, okay. Anyways. Yeah, I'm not finding anything on Colin Murray Boyles yet. That is interesting because that one will directly impact the Sandro stuff and will directly impact if we get, small ball Scotty Barnes at the 5 again. And obviously we really like Scotty when he plays the 5, but yeah. It was a hand injury, if memory serves. Like it was like he went up and it was against the Lakers and he went up and then got his like hand whacked pretty good, I think. But yeah. All right. We'll move past it. we'll wait on an injury report for this one, but yeah, RJ coming back in the fold this evening obviously lowers the scoring ceiling, even if he only plays like 22 minutes or something like that. It obviously
Yeah.
lowers the scoring ceiling and the touch time for some of these scorers that we were really excited to play the last couple days.
Yeah, it's you got to recalibrate for sure if he ends
Yeah.
up coming in. I mean, I don't think it's going to be for like full minutes, but you do have to kind of recalibrate. But right now, like, given the fact that they're listing RJ for PRA, like they still got Scotty at 35.5, which I think is I mean that's good for us. We should be drafting that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because yesterday we liked it and he was 34.5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool, man. Pretty good synopsis all around there. That is all 7 of the games. I think it's time to jump in the Dog Bowl streets and see what happens here. I've got 2 under my belt this morning, aiming for 25 today. As you guys can see, I got the beautiful solver draft assist going there. I will sync up my exposures just for the sake of doing so, but I currently do not have many drafts done. So the value add in syncing my exposures right now is not 100% utilized yet. It's better when you got a couple more drafts under your belt.
Get those are rookie numbers, bro.
Yeah. Well, touched ice last night, touched ice this morning here. I'm a tired old man right now. I'm not gonna lie. Trying to get a little bit in shape here, Nez. Who knows?
What's the multiplier on that? On the higher?
The higher, if in shape is the higher, it's like
yeah.
like a 2.86.
2. Oh no. Slide it.
I just don't love lifting like I used to, and my body feels so much better when I just play hockey. It's better. But I also like drinking beers too much after the games in the old locker room there, so that doesn't help.
I mean, I'm firmly in do whatever I can mode when I hit the gym.
Right. Yeah. That's a good dad mindset there. Let's do the Donovan Mitchell, man. Oh, we're getting updates. Come on. What are these? RJ Barrett out. Colin Murray Boyles out. Jacoby Walter out. Let's go ahead and take Donovan Mitchell here. We like the increased role when Garland isn't around there, so we like that. Kings news dump as well. Precious Achiuwa with a questionable tag there, and waiting.
Boner.
Sabonis out. There we go. There you go. Nailed it, Nez.
Get effed, Eggers.
Get effed, buddy. All right, we got some friends and family in here. Shout out to Awin. Papa AIDS always makes me laugh every time I read that. Our guy Davis Maddock. I saw he was doing some dinger stuff this morning. Love to see the emphasis on baseball content. So that's cool.
Yeah, Vlad on.
Yeah, right on. Let's see what Magikarp does here. Is this a palatable price tag for Cade Cunningham, or does he keep falling? We could get a unique combination of the GM if Cade comes back to us here, or does Magikarp like Scotty Bolway, another friend of the show here? He likes Scotty Bolway. How far is too far for Cade to fall, Nez?
I take him.
All right.
Are you scared?
Cade plus Donovan Mitchell will be quite the unique pairing. If we can push it through here. Davis is slapping it up with the hashtag models by taking Jalen Johnson and John Morant.
I'm not too worried about the Cade stuff in terms of him playing. Like, am I worried about his output? Like, I'm more worried about his output than him playing.
Okay, interesting.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. Like, yeah, it just basically puts you in the camp that you think Cade's playing basketball tonight, but you're just worried about how healthy he is to play well.
Correct.
I hope Davis actually comes to the Dog Bowl if he wins. Michael Porter Jr., Trey Murphy, BI.
Trey or BI?
All right, let's go with BI with the newfound information. Take a little look-sees here. I'm not, checking the combos as we go today, guys, because I know I do not have this combo because I've only done 2 drafts. But evergreen reminder, the old solver draft assist. Help you cook up some unique combos with that.
Yeah, and if you don't want to use the assistant tool, you can also just like sync exposures too, and it'll just like overlay that right on top if you're somebody that's exposure conscious.
Well said. Trey Murphy almost came back to us. That would have been awesome. Derek White or Zion here. Brandon Miller's fine. Nas fine. Melo's fine. Who do you like?
I mean, probably Derek White.
Okay, you like Derek White more than LaMelo tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I think definitely safer pick, don't you think?
Oh, definitely safer. Definitely safer. Davis takes Zion at 20 there. Do you think there's some push-pull between the Cade and Zion that they're playing each other? They both have illnesses. If one plays, the other one plays?
No, I don't.
Yeah, Davis just did the CSV and pushed the plane, eh? So he gets Miles Bridges at 27 there. Emmanuel Quickly alongside BI feels fine. Sabonis is now out, so we won't do that one. DeMar DeRozan feels okay. What do you like?
I do like DeMar. I'd normally take him in the 6th round, though.
Yeah,
sorry, excuse me.
No, we're taking 2 6-rounders. Who cares?
All right.
You get the GM at the start there with Cade plus Donovan Mitchell. And then we take BI and DeMar for some game correlation and a little pull-up on the ADP. Derek White, we get a slight fall. I mean, never Derek White guy, but, it does feel like a good spot for Derek White.
Yeah, the minutes are going to be there.
Bull in the chat is asking any pick'ems. Yeah. I'll show you what I built this morning there, if anybody wants to play alongside that. IQ, Ryan Rollins, and then your favorite 6th rounder, Ryan Nembhard. No, his brother, Andrew Nembhard. Derek Queen, that seems like a fun pick if you were playing the out. The models are going to tell us to take Hart here or Pritchard. Pritchard, I think, doesn't go well with Derek White. I like Khan a bit here. I like the Bobby Portis idea as well. Let's do it.
Bobby?
Let's be the Bobby guys. Let's be the fucking Bobby guys.
Let's be the fucking Bobby guys.
Put the money where the mouth is and say Bobby's got ceiling in the last round. I also think Jacques Landell was good there. I also think AJ Mitchell was really good there as well. Yeah, all those plays looked good to me.
I'm going to be really mad if Miles Bridges has a good game tonight.
Yeah, the models love him, dude, and he's getting the tough defensive assignment. The nice things I can say about Miles Bridges is I don't think Melo's going to play full tonight, so maybe that's nice. But yeah,
I don't even think that's I don't think that's like baked in.
You don't think it's baked in, or you do think it's baked in?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Because they have no problem with LaMelo.
Okay, let's do this for a second. Let me go check out on the ETR side here. Unabated stuff's not out yet. We're using the solver, which uses ETR. I'm going to go check out what's going on with the Hornets. My first tap into the projections today. All right. You got hedged starters between Sion James, who just camps out and shoots threes, and LaMelo Ball, who soaks all the usage in the world. So that's interesting. They have LaMelo Ball projected for 1 less fantasy point than Brandon Miller, but they have Brandon Miller for 7-8 more minutes than him. So that speaks to, input volatility relative to minutes. They have LaMelo for 25 minutes on the front end of a back-to-back when he's been playing like 20. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine to project it that way. Absolutely. We got Con for 33 and Bridges for 33. I mean, here's what I'll say. Miles Bridges playing 33 minutes tonight feels like really good, right? Decent spread game, nationally televised game. He's going to get the toughest on-ball assignment. He's going to be out there as much as Donovan and whoever else is out there on the other side, right? He's projected for 33.6 fantasy points. Let's just scroll this down. If Miles Bridges is going to go every single draft at 33.6, but Ryan Rollins is going at, 50% of the time at 31.7, or Derek Queen's going like, X amount, and it's too different. And then Derek Queen gets 26 minutes. What if this 26 minutes becomes 28 or 29 because Zion's not there, or Yzmisi doesn't play him off the floor? So like, you're kind of buying Miles Bridges like complete and utter ceiling output here in terms of like minutes and point per minute rate, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like if you're clicking on Melo, this number could go way up. Like he could play 30 on the front end and then sit tomorrow, and he's a really good pick. Like Bridges, you're just kind of like buying mean projection, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like Bobby Portis, 29 minutes, 30, like Bobby Portis, we just had to scroll all the way the fuck down to get Bobby Portis, man. And his projection is 4 minutes less and like 3 whatever fantasy points less than a dude who's going, where is it? Literally 2.6 fantasy points less than a dude who's going at 100% frequency and getting jammed at pick 28 because some list says he should,
Yeah, I know. But there is just simply no justice in this world.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just, we just, and that's not to dunk on the projection in any regard or anything like that. It's just presenting the information with a list versus presenting an information. We're looking at the exact same information. It's just presenting it in list form versus presenting it in looking what it's actually saying form. And when we look at
it's more so saying, what's happening in practice, not like if the projection was what it was and people weren't treating it like, and it wasn't having this singular effect,
right?
Like they would tell you the same thing. They would tell you the same thing.
They would tell you that that's not the intentions of the CSV of the drag and drop list. That is not the intentions of projection, is to be like, hey, it's absolute. But sometimes we got to remind everybody, right?
Yeah. And also sometimes it is the way it works.
Right. Yeah. All right. Let's rip one more and then call it a show here. Almost at the 2-hour mark. 4 more spots for this one.
Let me get my standing desk up.
Here is the pick'ems. Live picks. This is the one I did this morning here. I have no idea what this is. Oh, this is the racing one that I followed in the Discord. Nice. Dirt Bike Davis. There you go. I did the lower on the LaMelo thing because I was scared of the minutes. I did the lower on the cat rebounds stuff because just a little bit of the matchup stuff, and then Daron Sharp being in, and then the fact that Mitchell was for sure playing as well. And then I liked the jaw stuff, and I played the jaw side of that. Honestly, I'm falling a little bit less in love with this jaw number, but I like the first two still quite decently, I think.
Yeah, that jaw number was more like a this is a very draftable price, as opposed to like, I better smash this higher.
Right. Yeah, I think I just kind of like bro science jammed it in, and it was like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But I do like the other two plays quite a bit. We're going to like something on the Toronto side too now with all these out tags. SGA goes there. The hashtag models have a 50 projection on Jalen Johnson. I bet a lot of that is also minutes. Like, you want to have the conversation about the Giannis versus, and we already did, and Nez and I were both on team Giannis here. But I mean, if Giannis is capped at 30, what can Giannis do from a rate standpoint against the best defense in basketball comparative to if you give 40 to Jalen Johnson, right? So, yeah, if we go back to the same example there, they're giving Jalen Johnson 36 minutes, and that's why he was popping in the solver there.
Yeah.
That is good for 50.6 fantasy points. They're only giving Giannis 31. And to be fair, 31 on Giannis might even be a little rich there. So maybe I should be reconsidering a little bit of this Jalen Johnson versus Giannis stuff, just given the matchup. But that being said, it's fucking Giannis, bro.
I know, dude. It's Giannis.
It's Giannis, bro.
Short-handed.
Yeah, it's Giannis, short-handed, and dare I say, nationally televised.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yes, confirming my math there. First game of the night on ESPN is Cleveland at Charlotte. Hey, maybe there's another win her sup while LaMelo could play expanded this evening. And then the Oklahoma City Thunder play the Bucks in the late window game there. I'm Team Ja Morant here, Nez, but I'll hear you out if you want to do the Chet thing.
No, I like Ja. And then hope that this guy doesn't want to stack Thunder.
Yeah, and then we get Chet back, or hopefully he's using the models, and then he doesn't get Chet. But he goes ahead and takes Chet because the list of ADP says you must take Chet here.
You must respect the market.
Yeah. Onyeka would give us a little bit of a game stack there. Michael Porter Jr. would be fun. Trey Murphy would be fun if we think Zion doesn't play. You talked up Jalen Duren a little bit earlier. Who do you like here?
I do like Jalen Duren.
All right, let's do it. I think Onyeka is going to be paired with Ja a decent amount because people are going to go attack that game environment. We can get another Atlanta piece later if we would like it.
We could. You know who's active tonight? We know for certain because he did his own let him know is Gershon Yabusele.
Oh, nice.
Is back.
Thank you, Yabu. Thank you for that, my friend.
That is so awesome. He said, time to bounce back.
Time to bounce back is his let him know?
I don't know if that's his let him know, but that's what he said. His let him know is just like a graphic of him. Like he has his own graphics team. Like
that's so good, dude. Yeah, boo. What if it's just like a hobby and like he just likes making like thumbnails? Like he just enjoys it.
That'd be adorable. Like,
that'd be so funny.
Like I'm so psyched for my game tonight. Let me make my own. That'd be awesome.
Oh my god.
Dude, it's just like YouTubers, before they do their show,
Yeah. Chat, I need some input here. So the jersey conversation and the wearing the laundry is partly because of Seahawks week here, but it's also partly because I went on a jersey heater on Monday night and was just trying to buy anything and everything. Let's make this pick first here. Brandon Miller goes, Dyson goes, Jaren Jackson Jr. goes, Zion still continues to fall if we want that. Melo's here too if we want that. Seems like some good ceiling in those two picks, but I'll hear you out.
I mean, I usually do Russ or no. I mean, yeah, you got me really scared on LaMelo, and I'm going to be pretty annoyed if he goes off, but
okay. Let's do it. Russ with no Sabonis and potentially no Precious could go nuke this evening in a transition-led environment. He goes Nah, aka Nickeil Alexander-Walker there. And then he goes OG Anunoby, so he's flipping the board there. I think Quickly's fine here. I think Bridges. I think Melo. I think Zion. It's probably a stopgap for Melo where it's just fine here.
Yeah, I think you just take Melo here, man.
Okay. Yeah. Like, even if you only get 20 minutes of Melo, he could pay off this price tag. But, yeah, I am quite scared of the minutes on Melo tonight.
Yeah, this is a good price for it, though, man. I mean, fifth round Melo is fine. I don't dude, this is cracking me up.
Nick talking about Yabu, respect him for coming to the Knicks. He has been, no joke, the worst Knick player I've ever watched in my life.
I mean, that's just insane to say. I mean, you have had some awful Knicks play in your tenure.
Oh yeah, so back to the conversation here, because I was looking at some Knicks. I was looking at a lot of different stuff. I'm a big proponent of the Mitchell and Ness jersey stuff. Nez, they're just the fucking bomb. They're the best. And this one's Mitchell and Ness here, but they don't have everything I was looking for. So I'm going back in time. I'm looking on eBay. I'm looking on resell websites here. TJ McConnell is going to be a staple. He's definitely going to get worn at the Dog Bowl. That's just a given. But I need some input from the crowd. I was joking that maybe I would do like a Gilbert Arenas and Brandon Jennings thing, because I anticipate them being present for at least one of the days at the Dog Bowl, but that might be a little too on the nose. I was looking for a Drummond jersey. I was looking for some Jamal Crawford stuff. I got a certain Trailblazer that will not be named that I already think I would go with. But yeah, I'm taking votes in the chat and in the Discord. I think you just take Zion here. It's not that fun or whatever, but you just take Zion with the last pick, and then you just swap to something else.
Yeah, that's an easy pick.
Okay. So go ahead and take Zion with the last pick of the draft there, 35. So we pushed the price tags of Melo and Zion far enough down that we took both of them. But we get a Giannis, Jalen Duren, Russell Westbrook, and then we get Melo and Zion there. I think Zion's a swap, and I think Melo's limited tonight. But there's a price for everyone, right? And that was pretty fair. Eggers takes Queen in the last round. I like that stuff. We talked about the minutes based on the Zion stuff. There's the Evan takes the Bridges pick there, which is, the fake ADP. Best Ball Viper flips the board and brings Brandon Miller to the middle there. Usually he was living over here, so that's kind of fun. He plays the opposite side of us on the Melo stuff and goes, it's Miller and Con night, and Melo's playing off the bench. Sounds good. Yeah, some good teams out here.
Yeah.
Fun teams.
People were bum hunting us.
They certainly were. Darius Miles take. I don't know if that's for the jersey there.
I think it is. Yeah, that's a jersey take.
Sonics Ray Allen. I did look for a Baron Davis, and I did look for a Monte Ellis. I'm not going to lie. I looked for both of those in there. This Sonics Ray Allen, that's kind of fire. Latrell Sprewell, that's a good one. That's kind of a great
one.
Yeah. Sprewell's a good one. Yeah, I'm taking more votes in the chat. Leave it in the comments below and in the Discord, because I'm trying to think of some fun ones here, but they also got to be a little bit on brand. Like, I got my guys, like if I showed up with a Bam jersey, it'd be pretty fucking funny, but I believe me, I thought about it. I thought about it, but I'm not going to do that. But I definitely have my guys. So I'm taking votes in the chat, but I got to get on it pretty quickly because of the old Canadian shipping. So I gotta get it going here. Shout out to Unabated. Shout out to the Solver. Projections for Unabated will be out in 25 minutes. Projections for the Solver are already out, and are the ETR ones. That's what was just utilized in this most recent draft there. It's a Dog Bowl night, guys. Have a lot of fun out here. It's a very clean slate, with the exception of the Zion and the Cade stuff right now. A lot of choose your own adventure in the 6th round. I think we did a pretty good job of giving you guys some ideas there. I mean, AJ Mitchell's still going undrafted. Bobby Portis went undrafted. Who else did we like there, Nez? Nemhard's going undrafted some frequency. Who else?
Roll the tape back, as they say.
Yeah, roll the tape back. There you go. I'm not gonna give you all the answers to the test at the end. I already have the Mike Bibby one, so that would be pretty good. Oh my God, this is actually a really good one from Best Ball Viper. The Diabate's jersey, when I hyped the shit out of him at last year's Dog Bowl, and then he won the Dog Bowl for Lulz Hot Dogs. That's actually a really good one. All right, Anything else for the people there, Nez?
No, I'll see you in these lobbies though. Got some work to do.
Yeah, likewise. Got some work to do. Got to get up to 25 here at a very minimum there. All right, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to do some dinger stuff, and we will talk a little bit of hoops, but we just won't do like the full breakdown of hoops tomorrow. But we'll still talk a little bit, but we'll do some baseball stuff. All right, everybody's favorite time of the show, the end. Peace. Good luck tonight. See you tomorrow.